Have you ever noticed how some kids can run, jump, and play without missing a beat, while others seem to trip over their own feet no matter how hard they try? Or how certain behaviors might look odd but aren't always under the person's control? Well, you're not alone, because today we're talking about two conditions that are often misunderstood but can have a big impact on a person's day-to-day life. Today, we're diving into Developmental Coordination Disorder, DCD, and Stereotypic Movement Disorder, and how they affect the people living with them. In this video, we're going to break down what these conditions are, how they impact motor skills in movement, and why it's so important to understand them. And by the end of this video, you'll have a deeper understanding of why certain behaviors or struggles aren't about lack of effort, they're a part of someone's neurological makeup. Let's start with motor skills. Section 1. Developmental Coordination Disorder, DCD, when movement feels uncoordinated. Developmental Coordination Disorder, often abbreviated as DCD, is one of those conditions that flies under the radar. It's a condition that affects how a person's brain controls and coordinates their movements. For someone with DCD, basic tasks like tying shoes, writing, or even getting dressed can be far more challenging than you might expect. It's like the brain is sending mixed signals to the muscles, making simple motor tasks feel clumsy or even impossible at times. It can look like trouble with balance or falling frequently, awkward, slow movements, difficulty with tasks that require fine motor skills, like using scissors or holding a pencil properly. And here's the thing, it's not about laziness or lack of effort. People with DCD aren't choosing to struggle. Their bodies simply don't move in the same way other people's do. DCD often goes unnoticed, especially when children are young, because it's easy to mistake it for clumsiness or just being a little behind. But for many, it's a lifelong challenge, and it's important to give those with DCD the same level of understanding and patience we'd give anyone working on a difficult task. Next up, we're talking about Stereotypic Movement Disorder, a condition that involves repetitive, non-functional movements. For someone with stereotypic movement disorder, movements like hand flapping, rocking, head banging, or even repeated vocal sounds may seem odd or out of place to the outside world. But here's the thing, these behaviors are often performed to self-soothe, deal with anxiety, or simply because the person feels an urge to move in a certain way. It's important to remember, these movements aren't intentional. They're not attention-seeking or bad habits. They're a form of coping or self-regulation. These movements can be comforting or calming to those with a disorder, but they can also draw unwanted attention or make social situations difficult. And just like with DCD, the key here is understanding. People with stereotypic movement disorder need the space to express themselves without judgment. Both DCD and stereotypic movement disorder affect movement in different ways, but they share one key similarity. They both involve the brain's ability to control actions. For both, the challenge isn't about willingness or effort. It's about how the brain and body work together, or don't work together, in a coordinated way. Both conditions often come with a sense of frustration. For people with DCD, it's the frustration of knowing what they want to do, but struggling with the coordination to do it. For people with stereotypic movement disorder, it's the frustration of having movements they can't control, especially when others may not understand why they happen. But here's the good news. Support and understanding can make a world of difference. For DCD, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and tailored exercises can help improve coordination and make everyday tasks easier. Breaking tasks into smaller steps and using adaptive strategies can also help people navigate the world more successfully. For stereotypic movement disorder, creating a calm, predictable environment and offering comfort or outlets for movement can reduce stress and make the behaviors less intense. Behavioral interventions or therapy can also be useful in helping individuals understand and manage the urge to move in certain ways. And most importantly, offering patience and understanding goes a long way for both conditions. So there you have it, DCD and stereotypic movement disorder in a nutshell. And just like our previous videos, there's so much more to uncover. In the next video, we'll dive into the importance of early diagnosis and how getting the right support makes all the difference. But before you go, I want to hear from you. Do you know someone who has struggled with coordination, repetitive movements, or anything related? How has it impacted their life? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it with anyone who might benefit. As always, thanks for watching, and remember, the more we understand each other, the more inclusive our world becomes.